Oklahoma beats Auburn with physicality, defense, discipline, guts, and busted plays, winning 24-17 over an Auburn Tigers team that put up quite the effort. Oklahoma covered the 6.5-point line with a safety at the end where they only brought 3 men forward and they still sacked Jackson Arnold, who got sacked 10 times by an angry, stout, elite Oklahoma defense. And believe me, it's an elite defense. Before we resume this segment, some great and free ways to support this channel are liking the video, watching it all the way through, commenting your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear your analysis, sharing the video, subscribing to the channel, and also hitting the notification bell. That way you can get notified when we go live or release new content. And don't just hit the notification bell for the channel, that's very helpful, but what's also helpful and free and useful to you, if you are a diehard fan of a specific team and want to get notifications whenever I make content about a specific team, not just my content in general, well, we have playlists for every Power 4 college football team, so the notification bell in any of those playlists you are interested in. If you want to support the channel financially, there are ways to do so in the description, and you can sign up as a paid member. Oklahoma only had 60 plays and had a 10-minute possession disadvantage to Auburn, who was on the field for 35 minutes and 34 seconds with 68 plays. Auburn had 111 yards rushing for 4.3 yards per carry if you take out the sacks. Oklahoma couldn't run the ball at all. Even taking out the sacks for Oklahoma, they had 37 rushing yards for 1.5 yards per carry. And regardless of that, no matter what, they won. They won. Mateer had a good game. The defense was on the field for much of the day. 14 TFLs, 4 passes defended, 9 sacks. Crazy stuff. Just an absolute showing out by Jaden Jackson, David Stone, Kip Lewis, R. Mason Thomas, Taylor Ween, Grayson Holton, Owen Heineke. It's just an incredible game. Kobe McKenzie, Peyton Bowen, who had 2 passes defended. Oklahoma's defense is the MVP of this game. Mateer had a fumble. He also had some questionable throws. He also had some good plays. But Oklahoma's defense won them this game, along with that trick play to Satania in the end zone, which I think the SEC officiating crew said was an illegal play. The 24-yard pass from John Mateer where they fake subbed him out and he went on the sidelines. But look, Auburn had several opportunities to win too, and they just couldn't capitalize it. I hate to blame the refs for a loss. You will never see me blame the refs for a loss, even on something like that where, look, if they say it's an illegal play, it should have been ruled an illegal play and called right then and there. But Oklahoma won this game, and they won it fair and square. And I say that because they won by 7. They got 10 sacks on your O-line, on your quarterback. You ran better than they did. You outrushed them by almost 100 yards, and yet you couldn't protect your quarterback, and even though you led the game at times and controlled the clock, you could not win. That's on Hugh Freeze, that's on DJ Durkin, that's on Auburn's staff. Auburn surprisingly did well through the air with 220 passing yards and 6.7 yards per attempt. I was impressed with Jackson Arnold's play. Wasn't perfect, no, took a lot of sacks, but he had a 71.5 QBR with a touchdown, no picks, no turnovers, negative 11 yards on 20 carries, but with key runs, including a 4th and 9, or I think it was a 4th and 11 run, which gave Auburn the go-ahead. Didn't give them, but led to the Auburn go-ahead touchdown that put them up 17-16 and gave them a chance at winning that game. Wonderful effort by Oklahoma and Auburn, too. I think both of these teams are good SEC teams that are top 20, top 15 caliber in terms of the power ratings. Both D-lines dominated the opposing offensive line. Both offenses had a lot of struggles. They have a lot to think about after this game. But I also think to a certain degree it was just 2 good, great teams that went at each other's throats, and Oklahoma won because Oklahoma was playing host, and that matters. If this game were in Jordan-Hare, like it was last year, Auburn wins this game. I think they're right there. I think they're fine. There's not much to worry about with Auburn at all. In fact, one could make the argument that with the busted plays, they should have won the game, despite it being on the road in Norman against a team that's power rated ahead of them and would be favored over them neutral field, at least would have been before the game was played. My question with Oklahoma, since they're 4-0, they've beaten a 3-1 Michigan team, they've beaten a 3-1 Auburn team that are both top 20, top 15 at the worst in power ratings. And Oklahoma themselves is top 15, top 10. Are they an actual title contender? Yes or no? Answer in the comment section below if possible. I would say as of right now, I still need to see more. I don't think this is a national title contender. Could it be an SEC title contender? Yes, it could be, but that's a could. I'm not going to confidently say yes. I need to see how they play against Texas. I need to see how they play against Alabama on the road, Tennessee on the road. I need to see some more out of Oklahoma, but they're on the right track. They're undefeated right now. They're going to be undefeated most likely entering that Texas game. I forget who Oklahoma plays. I think they play, Kent State. So yeah, they will be undefeated. It's not most likely. They will certainly be undefeated entering that Texas game because Kent State lost to Florida State 66-10, couldn't beat Buffalo. They got destroyed by Texas Tech. They beat Merrimack by 4. Yeah. Oklahoma will be 5-0 entering that Texas game, and that line will be pretty competitive, and Oklahoma will certainly have a chance to win that matchup. Mateer is a dog, had 300 total yards and 2 touchdowns. Arnold outplayed him in QBR, and I actually agree with that. Arnold just didn't have the same pass protection, but Mateer is still a winning quarterback that will win you games and put the team on his back. He's done that with the rushing offense. Oklahoma doesn't have a rushing offense outside of him. They throw it or they run it with him, and they play great defense. It's kind of a weird, very weird situation. It's almost like Iowa of 21 or those recent teams where 21 or 24 is appropriate because 22 and 23 just had no offense. They didn't even have a rushing offense. It's like 2021 or 2024 Iowa, where instead of having an awesome rushing offense, you have a just good, great passing offense. But then in the same way Iowa had no passing offense in those years, Oklahoma's no rushing offense. And you take the little bit of drop off in the rushing game and add to the defense, and you make the defense an elite defense, whereas Iowa's in 21 and 24 was great, near elite, but not one of the best defenses or dominant ones in the country. And I think Oklahoma has a better offense than Iowa did in both of those years, but a lot of that has to relate to John Mateer. A lot of that does. If they had Michael Hawkins with this offense, it would be so bad. So Mateer, we have to give him his flowers. I'm going to give him his flowers as I did after the Michigan game. The Oklahoma defensive line, we don't need to talk about that much more. Oklahoma dominated this game on the lines of scrimmage, at least in terms of their defensive line versus Oklahoma's Auburn's offensive line. So wonderful game by the Sooner defensive line. They had a havoc rate of 20%. That means 1 out of every 5 Auburn plays was a pass defended by Oklahoma, an interception, a fumble, a sack, or a tackle for loss. So this defensive line is elite. I think Venables was right in the sense of him sticking to his guns and calling the defense. And Auburn will win more games in the same way that I think Oklahoma will. I don't know if these are teams that'll make the playoff because their schedule's tough, but they are playoff caliber teams for sure. And maybe, just maybe, Oklahoma can even be an SEC championship caliber team. Thank you so much for watching this segment on College Football with Sam. Before we close out here, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this video around, comment your thoughts and analysis down below so I can read them and reply to them if I have the time. Members get priority replies, but I try to reply to everyone. And also hit the notification bell for the channel and also for any team playlists you are interested in. If you want to support the channel financially, you can always super chat me in the comment section, but I prefer that you sign up as a paid member of the Patreon page or as a YouTube member, or that you can purchase some wonderful merchandise to represent us. I'll see you all soon, and have a fantastic day.